believe in what I'm saying. So I'll endeavor to make it work.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So based on the fact Eric Braden doesn't believe anything said for 30 years. Because no one understands what he said. Anyway. So.
Anybody else have any questions? Put your hand up for the question for you.
I was just fixing a bunch of green on the sofa. Different women continuously, you guys are kissing.
Yeah, but I haven't done that though, because I mean, I'm like Nick Newman's like,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, he's
He's
like,
a womanizer.
The emotions happening.
you know what's interesting? You know what's, that's a good question. You know, I think it's more difficult if you're in a long-term committed relationship like Kane and Lily. You're playing a storyline where your wife on the show has cancer and has cancer for a year, or she's trying to have a baby and can't have a baby. Because to make those scenes really work and to make them believable, you have to commit emotionally to the story. You know, so there's always that line between, you know, this is a job and this is my life. I mean, that's what comes with being a professional. You know, I think, you know, gone are the days when you're an actor who just started out where you're like, oh, you need to crash the car? I'll be in the car when you crash it. You don't need to use a stuntman. Like nowadays, be like, you get a stuntman. You know, it's like you don't. It's just over time you start to, the process changes for you. You know, so. And that, yeah, a lot of people, you'll see a lot of people on movie sets fall in love. It's just like, you know, yeah, you put a bunch of people on a TV show or on a movie set, you stick them in the middle of nowhere, next thing you know, the lead characters are falling in love. You go, God, what a great movie. You know, they were so good, so they're in love. And then you look at stories like 9.5 Weeks, and Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke couldn't stand each other. They hated each other. And I think that dynamic even made it more interesting. Because they had this push-pull of I hate you, but I want you, but I despise you, but I
Same
need
with
you.
David Duchovny and Julianne.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Can't stand it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But I think, and to the point about the actual process, however, I mean, why I think we see actors falling for one another, falling in love, having a relationship post the project is correlated with a surrender, a vulnerability, a willingness to commit to an idea. And that can evolve without question. But that, to be quite honest, is contrary to what is really a testament to a commitment to actors in the moment on the day as well. What we see from an audience perspective when we're watching that episode or that film, and we're seeing a level of profound, sensuality, sexuality, intimacy, and perhaps acknowledging that it's beautiful on whatever front. The process is the exact opposite for the actors representing those moments. Based upon the mechanics of it, based upon the continuity of that particular process. Based on the lack of intimacy on the day, based upon whether you're wearing a clock sock or not, based upon whether or not, etc., etc., etc. You know, if I make a decision to put my arm on because I know he likes it, if I make my decision to put my arm on because I know, if I make a decision to put my, I'm repeating that action again and again and again and again and again, surrounded by usually at least 3, maybe sometimes 4 people, even if it is a closed set and the vast majority of people are not immediately present. You know, for actors to commit to that idea, I mean, a large part of it is the editing, a large part of it is the composition, a large part of it, again, is the commitment of that actor to that immediacy despite the repetition. So, you know, is it as sexy as the end product in experience? Most often than not, no. It is not.
You know what's interesting about that too is that Kristen and I, Kane and Lily, like in real life, if Kane and Lily are fighting over something, I don't even have to talk to Crystal that day about anything other than there's just a vibe. Like when I look at her or she looks at me, before we even do the scenes, there's like a separation. And if we have scenes where we're going to get back together and have a love scene and figure out what's going on in our life, the moment I see it, it's a whole different vibe. So it's almost intrinsically working in daytime because it moves so fast and you have so much story, you end up intrinsically adopting the traits of what your character's going through. So when you get on the set and you have that one chance to get it right, you don't need a couple of takes to warm up, and you're just already there. So that's an interesting thing that I've noticed over time as well. Yeah.
All I have to say about sex on camera is
Oh, he's on Grey's, right? I'm so happy about that. Joe Clark, Scott Elrod handled the show. Which, I mean, if I look at the character arc there, I mean, it's the ironies of just so many things that happened while he was there. And then finally, when they decided just to get rid of his character, he took Grey's Anatomy, like, the day after. And ironically, the girl who plays, what's her name? Sophia Pernas, she plays,
Marissa.
Sophia.
the one, yeah, she's the one who had an accent
Marissa.
that went away. She got taken off contract
And so did
for about
Noah.
2 weeks ago. So was Noah,
Yeah.
which I still don't understand, but hey, whatever. She got taken off contract, and the next day she was told to put herself on tape for the show called, I think, the Transylvania, which they shoot off, I think in BC or up here in TO. I don't know whether it's up here. So I mean, it's ironic, and even the kid back in the day, who was on the show for about a year, Wilson Blethel.
He was on How to Get Away with Murder.
What's
He
that?
was on How to Get Away with Murder this season.
Right, but before that, he was on Heart of Dixie. I don't know if you guys get Heart of Dixie, but
Yeah.
it seems ironic that a lot of these people who, like, they'll lose their job on Y&R, just go out and instantly book something else, and the ones who leave because they think there's something better out there just never work again.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Well,
interesting.
look at Eva
about-
Longoria. She used to be on Minor, and she was on Desperate Housewives for
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting the way it looks out. No, Joe's done. Joe's done. And there's a long-standing joke that runs between Scott and myself and like two other people is that Scott, when he first came on the show, couldn't tell the difference between the head writer and a Sony executive.
Oh no.
And the irony is if you put the two of them in the same room and somebody met them only one time, you'd probably be like, okay, who's who again? So I mean, there's a slight similarity. But he was a long-standing joke between the Sony exec for a while. He's like, oh, you have a meeting with me next week. He's like, what for? And then he just like messaged him, you have a meeting with the head writer. So Scott and I have this joke that the reason Crockett got killed off eventually is he didn't know who the head writer was and who the executive of Sony was. They like to say, so get out of here.
I find it so interesting about the soap genre, the regularity in which characters are replaced by other actors.
Yeah.
Meaning,
And they expect the audience to buy it like there was nothing, there was no...
and I guess they do because it happens so regularly. So I had a client who he had mentioned Brittany Allen, who did close to 300 episodes in All My Children, went and shot in New York City, and she did the show closed in New York and moved to Los Angeles. And when that happened, there was a whole new team assigned as writers to the project. And the writers
For
did not...
another show? They got transferred to another show?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And the writers did not like Brittany's performance or representation of this particular character.
Right.
And they fired her. So she was devastated. She'd been with the show for a couple of years. I was excited to move out to LA. A week or two into the process, she was fired and replaced by another actor. What is fantastic about this story is that several months later, she was nominated for a Daytime Emmy for this role. And she called me up and said, it's great news, but I'm not going to go. I can't go. It's just too embarrassing to see all my colleagues there. I don't think that they would want me there. I said, Brittany, you have to. I'll meet you there. We will go. She won the fucking Daytime Emmy. Even though she was written out of the fucking show.
Yeah, that happened on Y&R with the character too. They got rid of him when he won it posthumously, which is interesting. Speaking of that, we had a head writer come in a couple of years back, and came in and what a lot of head writers will do is it's almost they'll come in and they'll purge the old regime.
Sure.
They'll purge characters who were brought in by the previous head writer, and they'll purge departments. And it's almost as if they need to